Very good, Dev, and thank you for the introduction. It is a great joy to present today the main principles and benefits of Vedic architecture. We will try to give an overview of its origin, of its current revival, and with special attention to the underlying scientific principles and benefits for the individual and for the society. The resulting effect is called Vastu Shanti, peaceful, happy, and prosperous living in a perfectly designed Vastu building. Currently, there is a lot of information about Vastu. On the internet, we found more than 44 million links, but most of them relate to second-hand knowledge and they are somewhat misleading. It happened that through the long passage of time and hundreds of years of foreign occupation of India, Sthapatya Veda had become quite fragmented and corrupted. Little knowledge is a dangerous thing, and Maharishi found it necessary to revive this precious Vedic technology, making it scientific and unified field-based so that it is standardized, can be applied in any country, and compatible with modern construction technologies. Working with eminent Sthapatis from India and looking deep into the Vedas, Maharishi found that Vastu is a great power in nature. It is that power of natural law which balances the individual structure with the cosmic structure, and that Sthapatya Veda is the most ancient and supreme system of architecture and planning in harmony with natural law, taking into account the influences of sun, moon, planets and stars with reference to the global structure, its north and south pole and the equator, thereby connecting individual life with cosmic life, connecting individual intelligence with cosmic intelligence. Maharishi says, because the individual is cosmic, everything about individual life should be in full harmony with cosmic life. Vastu Vidya of Sthapatya Veda gives dimensions, formulas, and orientation to the buildings that will provide cosmic harmony and support to the individual for his peace, prosperity and good health, daily life in accord with natural law. The three most important principles in Vedic architecture are right orientation, proportions, and right placement. Buildings should be oriented to the east, the direction of the rising sun, while being aligned north-south and east-west, with Vedic proportions and rooms placed according to the influence and quality of natural law, using the specific Ayadi formulas to calculate auspicious proportions and placing rooms and functions according to the underlying qualities of the Vastu Mandala of Sthapatya Veda. In addition, using the knowledge of Jyotish, Vedic astrology, to make sure that all steps of construction are at favorable muhurta times and resonating with the owner of the house, and that they are blessed by auspicious planetary constellations. The strongest power of natural law on earth comes from the sun. As it rises in the east and sets in the west, it generates different energies. The rising sun brings the creative energy of the whole day, whereas when the sun is setting in the west, it brings the sinking quality of natural law as the energy is going down, which results in all kinds of lack of energy, lack of health, lack of creativity, etc. Once we know the quality of the different directions, why not choose the best option? It will cost the same to build, but will provide a very long-lasting, auspicious influence for the family living there. This diagram shows the polarity of directions. What is positive on one side is negative on the other side. From 8 possible directions a building can face, only 2, east and north, bring beneficial results. Now, this Vastu principle is confirmed by recent discoveries in neuroscience, which indicate that our brain is highly sensitive to orientation, position, and direction in space. Research shows that the firing patterns of neurons in the thalamus of the brain are altered by the direction one is facing. In 2014, the Nobel Prize in Medicine was awarded for the discovery of cells that constitute a GPS positioning system in the brain. There seem to be grid patterns inside the head which generate a coordinate system and allow for precise positioning and pathfinding, similar to the grid on a city map. The conclusion is that the power of thought, as well as the healthy functioning of the entire physiology, depend upon the direction one is facing, and that one's sense of direction gets confused in daily life when one is living in a building that is not built according to Vastu and is resulting in all kinds of physiological, psychological, and behavioral imbalances. In addition, a rigorous quality of life survey established that 90% and even more of the occupants of Maharishi Vastu homes experience improvement in the quality of their lives, better health, happiness, greater success, and efficiency. And Dr. Tony Nader, Maharaj Adhiraj Rajaram, in his life-transforming research, has discovered that human physiology is consciousness, the embodiment of total knowledge of Ved and Vedic literature, and that the organs and organ systems have a one-to-one relationship in structure and function with their cosmic counterparts, the sun, moon, planets, and constellations. As it says in Yajurveda, Yata Pinde Tata Brahmande, as is the human body, so is the cosmic body. As is the cosmic body, so is the human body. And similarly, it is stated in Vagbhat, one of the main textbooks of Ayurveda, one should not even one day live in a building that is not according to Vastu. Now, Vedic city planning is composed of modular elements. The smallest is the individual building established in its own Vastu compound. The next is a cluster of such Vastus that often correspond to a city block, arranged around a common center. And these can be combined into larger units which could eventually expand until a whole town or city is laid out. When the roads of a city are leading north-south and east-west, automatically lots are created that allow buildings to have perfect orientation and alignment, which is the basis of coherence in urban development. The Vedic system of city and country planning has its source in the zero meridian in the Himalayas, which is directly passing through the northern part of Nepal, and it indicates nicely that since ancient times Nepal has been at the source and origin of the Vedic system of country planning, and since the whole world needs to be reconstructed according to Vastu, it is most auspicious to start from here, from the north, from Nepal, from the top of the world. Now, modern science and modern architecture and city planning do not have this knowledge of proper orientation. Buildings are facing randomly any direction, causing subtle violations of natural law. This is the plan of London. These violations accumulate day after day, week after week, and produce a cloud of social stress hovering over the city, so that nobody is really happy, healthy, or successful in these cities. And to avoid this, Maharishi has designed a plan so that over time any existing city or town can be reconstructed in supposedly 4 stages. And phase 1 is aiming at controlling the expansion of the city by establishing a master plan with parallel roads in east-west and north-south directions. Phase 2 marks the beginning of the construction of ideal villages and satellite towns around the city, free from pollution, noise and stress, and set in landscape gardens. And phase 3 is starting to demolish the congested city center, replacing it with a beautiful central park so that the city can breathe again, and creating a walking environment with community facilities. And phase 4 then shows the final stage of the revitalized Vedic garden city, which will be anciently designed but most modernly equipped with state-of-the-art infrastructure, non-polluting transportation system, energy-efficient construction, and the use of sustainable utility systems, including solar energy production, integrated waste management, and other cost-effective and self-sufficient technologies. Now, the practical program to establish and restore Vedic Nepal is mainly based on the recitation of the Veda by the Pandits of Nepal, which enliven all aspects of natural law in the consciousness of everyone. These specially trained Pandits are the engine to re-establish Vedic civilization in Nepal, and already the Maharishi Foundation for Vedic Culture in Nepal has undertaken the charitable activity to build Vedic ashrams like this campus in Champadevi for up to like 500 Pandits, and it is very solidly built to last 100 years at least observing all these earthquake safety regulations, and it is engineered with extra strong foundation and reinforcement, and of course all the buildings are facing towards the east, the direction of the rising sun, and are observing the Vedic rules of auspicious proportions and traditional ornamentation. Similar residential ashrams like this are being constructed in Japa, eastern part of Nepal, in Banganga, in Navalparasi, always for 300 to 500 pandits. And in addition, recently, a prestigious international Ayurveda spa and Vedic clinic has been in progress in Pokhara on the hillside overlooking the lake. And here in Kathmandu and Lalitpur, this Maharishi Vastu Bhavan was recently inaugurated as part of the international network of peace palaces around the world, which have already been built in many countries, and many more are in the planning stages, one at least in all the 192 countries. Now, these peace palaces are not ordinary buildings. They are centers of Vedic knowledge, and at the same time showcase buildings to provide the taste of Maharishi Vastu to everyone. We have built hundreds of schools, colleges, and universities, improving the brain functioning and learning ability of hundreds of thousands of students of all ages. The main campus of Maharishi Vedic University is in Madhya Pradesh, in the Brahmastan, in the center of India. It is functioning as the global capital of Ram Raj, radiating from this place peace and harmony for the population of the whole world. In addition, there are a number of Vedic ashrams throughout India, including this prestigious Maharishi ashram in Prayagraj, which is overlooking the Kumbh Mela, where just recently the memorial to Maharishi's life and teaching, the Maharishi's Smarak, was inaugurated with 1,008 golden kalashas on the roof. Now, following all these Vastu principles, the global country of world peace has already constructed a few thousand fortune-creating buildings, including these commercial, educational, and health facilities in many countries, with a total amount of more than $500 million worth of construction, including the most healthy, LEED Platinum certified, sustainable Vastu office building in the area of Washington, D.C. And we even built, as was mentioned before, the first city in the world, Maharishi Vedic City in Iowa, which is 100% according to Vastu, as per the unanimous decision of the City Council. Please see this as an example of a master plan of a prize-winning Vastu resort currently being constructed in Vero Beach, Florida, and this Maharishi Garden Village, which is now expanding and tripling its capacity in Rendlesham, Suffolk, UK, and construction is going on anyway, everywhere. The cost will be the same. Why not employ the harmonizing intelligence of nature and natural law and join us in creating ideal housing developments that satisfy the need of our time? We have developed a portfolio of pre-designed houses which can be adapted to different styles and climate conditions. And having moved into their new fortune-creating home, many people noticed dramatic improvements in the destiny of their families and in their private and professional life. Also, companies experience spontaneous turnaround and sudden good luck and prosperity. For example, reports have come that a great forest fire with 6-meter-high flames, which was consuming all the buildings in the area, surprisingly split in front of the Vastu home and moved around the compound wall without even burning the wooden fence posts. And we got similar reports with regards to flooding, hurricanes, and cyclones, which in each case did not even dare to touch the Vastu buildings. Now this phenomenon is now commonly called the Vastu shield effect. Scientists compare it to the Meissner effect of quantum physics, which shows that the disturbing influence of a magnetic field is penetrating an ordinary conductor, which is indicated on the left side, but flowing around and not harming a coherently structured superconductor, which is shown on the right side. So similarly, an orderly Vastu city could be compared to the coherent structure of a superconductor, which is invincible to disturbing outer influence destruction. Maharishi made the prediction. He says, when a nation utilizes the Vedic science of architecture and city planning in accord with natural law to structure buildings and cities that maximize happiness, health, and fortune, the government will be delighted to see that a peaceful, problem-free, disease-free character is rising in the whole country. So, in conclusion, if it is so that buildings which are properly oriented and designed according to Maharishi Vastu can generate wellness, happiness, and good fortune, why not apply this knowledge? The cost of construction is the same. And if it is so that whole communities, villages and towns designed according to Vedic city planning can become the generators of coherence, peace and harmony in society, why not apply this knowledge for all new developments? Therefore, it is recommended that the Ministry of Urban Development, which already has issued the Nepal National Building Code with very excellent guidelines, just adds one more recommendation to its design requirements, namely to adopt the precepts of building in harmony with natural law. It will harness the indomitable influence of coherence and invincibility in society as a whole, and at the same time support health, wealth and happiness of each individual to ultimately become a shining example of an ideal, renewed Vedic civilization, heaven on earth, Vastu Shanti for Vishva Shanti, and as Maharishi said when he came to bless Nepal in 1974, Nepal to lead the world. They will go.